Hello, lovelies. Well, it's been a very interesting time in these past few weeks. I feel like everybody's kind of coming out of a slump and getting their energies back into normal. A few of you may have been getting out and doing a little bit more partying than usual, even if that's with yourself. And some of you guys have been kind of doing this balancing act between your emotions and your confidence versus your ego and your desires. And Leo season is about having that optimism and having this bold charisma and wanting to get out there and meet new people, but it's also about balancing that ego and that demeanor that can be demanding or bossy. So depending on what's going on in your life, depending on zodiacs, of course, that can be a good thing in a way because it can bring your voice out more, but in other ways it can hinder opportunities because at times that can be the wrong voice that you want to be speaking. So we're going to be taking a look at where your Leo energy is placed within, your current circumstances. Find out really where you're at currently with everything and where you might be pushing a little too hard, where you need to be focusing a little bit more, and overall, what can you look forward to coming in the next month or so, okay? So let's take a look and see where your personal zodiac is for the month of August 2020. All right, Gemini, so you are using this energy very wisely. You've got some very good ideas that you're finally kind of getting out of your head and onto the table here, whether that's regarding relationships or career or just in general, things you want to do, things you've been waiting to try out. You're finally going and taking, a step in that direction to go toward it. For some of you, it could be vacation. Some of you, it could be a hobby. It could be a skill set that you're aiming for, going back to school, trying a new job, trying out new relationships, taking it to the next level. I mean, it could be all different types of things. But overall, you're in a very optimistic energy with this Leo energy to be in that center of attention. And you've just got that, that communication and that wit and that charisma. Everything's just going very smoothly for you. The Hierophant here is the energy that you are presently in. So this is about tradition. It's about, trying to stick to your routines and to take things to the next level. If it's in regards to a relationship, then I feel like this has to do with, having that connection with somebody and even connecting on a level of taking things up a notch. So depending on how things are going. But overall, you are looking at just, having that overall abundant type of energy, things just going very well and feeling like you are happy with, the route that things are going right now in your life. Five of Wands, if you choose to, what you could be pushing a little bit too hard toward is the Five of Wands. So that's really more of that like mental conflict or just conflict in general. You have a lot going on. You could be being pulled in all kinds of different directions. And that might be a little bit more difficult, or places that you might be pushing a little too hard or feeling a little bit more bossy or demanding or domineering in. If you don't have a lot of control or a lot of options right now, that could definitely be part of it. It could be that you are wanting to be involved with something else, but things are keeping you in a position where you're not able to do that with regards to possibly work or with, home life or with your living situation. Could be relationship situation, job situation, commitments that you're already in. Whatever it is, I do see that there is some back and forth energy of trying to balance that out, okay, because there is some conflicting things that are coming in and out of the situation. Just to clarify with the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles. So not being able to give as much energy in areas that you really would like to and having to give it into other spaces. Also, this could be having to do with balancing the scales out a little bit and having an opportunity to do that, because here in the coming months it might be a little bit more difficult just because things start getting a little bit busier. So if you got a chance to get out and do something with somebody or for yourself and you need that, definitely take a moment to do that, okay? Two of Cups here, if you're able to just balance things out and keep things in a really, just kind of kosher space, you're in communication, you're kind of keeping things in the best way that You're dealing with things in the best way that you can when it comes to these conflicts, and just staying down to earth and keeping everybody in the loop. You're going to come out in a very good space here with regards to your relationships. Okay, it's going to be kind of right in line. I feel like some of this is kind of like a test. Some of this is just helping get you some practice for how things might be down the line. And overall, I feel like you do a very good job in keeping your energy kind of in line with where it's supposed to be. All right, so I also get the feeling like if you're able to balance everything at work, everything gets to be, you get a payoff, you get a reward. So for those of you who might be kind of going out to some kind of destination, or you have some kind of reward in mind for yourself to meet this goal, then you get to do this. I feel like for a lot of you, you definitely meet that mark, and you're certainly in need of it. I think you guys definitely needed to have that. Now, something you can do to kind of move forward and stay in that. You've got the Ace of Cups and the Judgment card. So, you want to balance that emotion with your criticism or with your witty side of things. You want to keep things in a nice emotional balance, because sometimes it can be a little bit rough around the edges, especially if you are throwing out, certain awarenesses or certain types of perspectives or perceptions that you have. That's just natural you. You want to just kind of make sure you're keeping that tender touch in there as well, so people don't kind of get the wrong impression of you or take the wrong impression from what you're saying. To keep you in the flow, the Star card. Keep your intentions on the up, on your, keep them real, keep them out there. If this is dealing with a person, just make sure you're speaking your truth. Now might be a good time to express your feelings if you've got something more going on, or if you're trying to take things to the next level. This is going to be a good month to do that. This might be what this conflict is too, is that you're thinking about going in a direction with a relationship or with a project or idea or whatever it is, and you need to communicate with somebody that you want them on board as well, and that's just been on your mind, and you haven't given that your full attention yet. You haven't given it that moment of balancing it out, and that's really what's been fully on your mind lately. So once you actually fully give it that attention, you're going to get some interesting clarity. Like, it wasn't as scary as you thought. You got a fantastic result from it, and you really start a really beautiful journey from there forward. So if you want to see how this applies to you personally, let me know. We can look and see where this is going for you, and all the information's down below if you want to book a session with me, and it is still 50% off. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic month, and much love to you.